Good afternoon and welcome, everyone. Are you with me, Ron?
Yes, I am. Good afternoon, everybody, and hi. I
Did your brain freeze or something? I mean, you're actually freezing, but I feel like you
yeah,
had a brain
I
freeze here.
was just sharing the lie, my personal profile thing I just said. Did you?
Oh, okay. So you were distracted. But yes, welcome everyone to Laws of Community and happy August to everyone. I'm Hanna Sumrall, one of your gracious hosts here with the other. I feel like he's the main host, but we're both just the host. But Ronald Raymond, the talking man, and who does not seem to be talking much today. It's all right. To be fair, you're in the. Oh, I see your sad face. Oh, I love it. To be fair, you are in a truck on a job, so got to get that money. Um, oh, now you're just muted, so I didn't even hear what you tried to say. Nonetheless, thank you to our live viewers for joining us wherever you are at in the world today, and all of our other viewers who happen to join us afterwards. If you do join us and you're on Facebook, put in a hashtag replay. We love to know when you guys are watching and everything. And then otherwise, find us on your favorite podcast platform. It gets posted every Friday to many, many different types of platforms. So, yeah, you can always find us on Facebook, on YouTube, podcast. Are you here now? Can you unmute?
Yes, I am, and yes, I can. I think I am here. Hopefully, I won't just freeze again. Um,
It's all
yeah.
right. That's why
So
there's two of us.
exactly. Um, well, hi everybody. Welcome to our, you know, our new beginnings episode. I'm sure Hannah just said a bunch of stuff. I didn't hear all of it, so I don't know what all she said to introduce ourselves this week. But hi, I'm Ron, and yeah, I'm excited to have our guest on today, talking about what he's talking about with new beginnings. There's a lot of things we've really touched on in the past about new beginnings. And this is something that is kind of a new topic in comparison to a lot of the other topics we've dealt with. And this topic is a really powerful topic.
Yeah, I would
I
agree
won't
with both
say
of
it
those
until,
statements.
huh?
I was just saying I agree with both of those statements.
hmm and I won't necessarily say exactly what it is until we introduce our guest, because I want him to kind of share a little bit of his secret sauce, what he does with his community to help it out. And so, today I'm excited to really see where this conversation goes. Really get to hear his story, his background, and get to see where he's leading others into their new beginnings, because that is what he does. He leads people into their new beginnings. So, without further ado, if you don't have anything left to say, Hannah.
I was just gonna say that's exactly why we're having him on for New Beginnings. Mr. Edward White. He is a recovered alcoholic after a couple of years. We'll let him tell you his story. And then now he is a personal trainer as well as a men's sobriety coach, starting a new program. So he has his own new beginnings happening and helps others with theirs. Welcome, Edward. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having
Yes,
me.
thank you for being here.
Yeah,
My
this is
pleasure.
definitely a new topic, and we are so excited to have you here. So I think, unless you have any questions, Ron, you could just have the floor and tell us your story and tell us about, because you're gonna be you're gonna be the more knowledgeable person in this today for sure. Um, Ron, do you have anything? If you're even there. think it's frozen.
I can hear sort of what you're saying. I hope you can hear me now. Keep
Yes, we can.
freezing, and I keep freeze from your guys' end. What would you like to share a little bit about you know, where things started with you, where your new beginning was that brought you to where you are now?
Okay, yeah. So my new beginning officially started on my sober day, which is February 25th of 2020.
Congrats.
And I've been told that I picked a hell of a time to get sober because that was around the time of, the pandemic. And
Yeah.
there was a lockdown, and I got laid off from my job for a few months. And so there was a lot of boredom. I was at home, and you know, being sober, I actually handled it pretty well. I just found things to keep me busy, and after I started going back to work, that's when I started working out, and I just started, like I told you in the bio, I started reading a lot, listening to podcasts, just trying to make myself better. And it all started with working out, which I believe that's for anyone. If anyone wants to make themselves better, you got to start with you. It all starts with your physical fitness and your mental fitness. And then fast forward 3.5 years, I decided that I was going to get certified as a personal trainer. And I wanted to take that credential along with the other two certifications I have, which is strength coach and nutritionist, and put them towards a coaching program that I recently opened up. It's a men's sobriety program, and I feel like it's my purpose in life. It's like my karmic debt for all the years I spent as an alcoholic. It's not to say that I was like an incredibly bad person. Like I was highly functional, but that wasn't the proper way to live. And so me helping others with what I faced is my purpose in life. And here I am.
Powerful. Um, with 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 that, I'm curious because I've looked at your what is it called? Just your name, your tag or whatever. Um, the life sentence underscore fitness. What what um what kind of does that have a meaning? Does that have like a real like a full meaning with the alcoholism and sobriety, or what is your take on that? What was your reasoning for making your business name that?
So for me personally, it's a double meaning. It has to do with all the time I spent as an alcoholic, and then the idea that fitness is an ongoing activity. It's it should be a part of your life, your entire life. It's not a one and done deal. So that's where that came from.
I like that. That's I was really curious at first, and that makes a lot of sense because it's you really don't think about it like if you don't keep your body well, if you don't keep your body fit and your mind well, you know you're you kind of do go through life in a prison in a sense. um, as long as you keep your if you keep yourself going every day and you focus on it as it needs to be a regimen, as if you're going to be in a prison otherwise. Like I could see that connection with the life sentence. Why you say that? That's a beautiful what analogy or something like that. It's yeah. Do you have a question you wanna ask him, Hannah? I have a couple more questions, but I feel like I wanna give you a little bit of time to
No,
ask.
I'm good. Go ahead if you have them. Go ahead and ask
Okay.
them.
So on that point, then, what would you say is the biggest step or the hardest step for somebody who is looking to get to sobriety? Um, that might be that first step that they should take. Um, you know, it, from your perspective, what you've dealt with your clients and with your own personal experience. Um, you know, what would be that first step you think would be the best one to take? That may be the hardest to see.
Um, Me personally, it actually took it actually took a song lyric for me to finally just put my foot down. I'm really musically inclined. I like to listen to a lot of different music, and this particular lyric, um, it says, "How can I change tomorrow if I can't change today?" And of course, before I heard that, I was still, contemplating on finally saying enough is enough. But those lyrics just finally did it for me. I was like, that's what it is. I mean, if I can't change, if I'm just going to keep putting it off, then I'm never going to do it. It has to be now, today. And I think a lot of other people can apply that when approaching that situation.
I definitely feel that because, like, for me personally, I've been not necessarily I don't drink, but I've been a heavy cigarette smoker for years, and for me, quitting smoking
Uh
cigarettes
oh. I'm not sure what he's saying. Are you catching what he's saying, Edward?
Now he's cutting out.
Well, until he gets back, we did have a comment from one of our live viewers. Thank you to all of our live viewers. Sunny Stormbringer says she loves it. How I can change tomorrow if I can't change. How can I change tomorrow if I can't change today? Um, and I absolutely love what you said, and I feel like what I got from what you said was, it's different for everyone. For you, it might be that song lyric, and for someone else, it might be another song lyric or something else or an event or something like that. Um, and that was just my takeaway that I had just to talk a little and fill the time.
Yeah.
um,
To that point, you know, alcoholics are all different. So there's more. That's why there's more than one way to approach recovery or sobriety. Um, and I just have to put myself out there to be another option.
I love that. We were just saying how everyone is individually different, for how they're going to be triggered to want to reach that sobriety. But welcome back, Ron. Go ahead with your next question or whatever you got to say.
hopefully my connection sticks. But what I was starting to say was I've never really been a heavy drinker or anything, but I have been a heavy smoker for so many years, and smoking cigarettes, and people may not think you can get high off cigarettes or whatever. You can't get any sort of any sort of real thing. But cigarettes, they give the body almost one of the heaviest highs that anybody could ever get, because it's one of the hardest things to get unaddicted to. So, you know, with me, I recently, within the last 6 months, I quit smoking cigarettes January 6th. I quit for 2 months, and then I immediately got back into it, and I finally quit again in June. And really, what it's been is it's exactly what you said. The reason why I wasn't able to quit for so many years is because I was just putting it off. Let me just put it off for tomorrow. Let me just put it off after this last pack. Let's just put it off after this last one. How about these 5 more? You know, um, and then finally, I'm just like, no, I'm gonna stop. Let me just, after this one. After this one, I'm done. And now I'm having difficulty getting off of vape. But with what you said, I feel like that's one of the biggest things from my perspective of what I've seen. It's probably one of the best advices I could have heard from somebody. So thank you for that.
That's what I'm here for.
Absolutely.
I'm sorry.
Oh no, go ahead.
Myself, I've probably quit smoking 3 times. So I feel you. I don't smoke anymore, but I mean, in the past, 3 different
Right.
times in my life.
That's awesome. Yeah. So, uh, what now? I know a lot of people are okay. So I know a lot of people who have been afraid to become sober because they are afraid that they're going to lose a lot of their friends, their social groups. They're going to be judged because, oh my goodness, it's whatever. And so many people I've known, just they've had so much trouble getting sober because of that. What would you say your advice, in your experience, would be with that sort of situation?
Um, it's your health. At the end of the day, it's your health. And if those people, if you consider them your actual friends, they would be supportive of you. You know, and it's you become who you surround yourself with.
Absolutely. And would you say that basically, if you were to get yourself into sobriety and move yourself away from maybe those potentially toxic friends, you would find yourself in a new beginning with more positive influence? I mean, what would you say would be, the most prominent outcomes that you've heard of from clients and from seeing, from others, and from experiencing yourself after becoming sober? What is the most prominent, like, outcome? Do people tend to go back into drinking, or get out of sobriety again immediately? Like, what's the most prominent outcome that you tend to see immediately after, within the first few months?
Well, at this point, I don't have any clients in the program. It just launched, but from my personal experience, um, I just isolated myself. I was never really social anyway, and I think the alcoholism probably contributed to that because there's no way I see myself doing what I'm doing now, which is an interview online. And so when I approached it, I isolated myself. I didn't tell anyone that I was quitting, because I didn't want to set any expectations for anyone. I only had this expectation in my mind, and I just kept running with it. and
That's beautiful.
I was too. I would I would say I was, too embarrassed to seek treatment or anything like that. Now, if I would have experienced any withdrawal symptoms that might have jeopardized my well-being, I probably would have gone for treatment. But luckily, I came out. I came out of it 100%, just feeling so much better.
That's awesome. That's that's awesome that even though you didn't do that, if you would have seen something, you would have gotten the help because a lot of people don't. Now I want to go into your program. What kind of things do you offer in your program to people that are looking to get sober?
So in my program, it's 16 weeks long, and it's pretty much a it's a progressive fitness program, like on steroids, for lack of a better word. I have There's a weightlifting regimen, and if someone by chance doesn't have access to a gym or they don't have any free weights, I can also program a body weight routine. And then I have a lot of mindset work, and it involves weekly journaling. And the topics that I prompt them on is they relate to not totally Stoic philosophy here and there, throughout some weeks, and then also some topics relating to spirituality. And then nutrition wise, I will have them track their macronutrients, because I think that's the best way to get rid of fat and build lean muscle. And there is also a weekly one-on-one coaching call so that I can touch base with them on how they're doing. And further down the line, it might evolve. There might be things that get added. I'm sort of in a beta launch right now where I'm just testing the waters.
Well, it sounds like you definitely have a lot to offer, even if it's in the beta, stage for you. That's definitely a lot of value. And how much is the monetary value for it?
So original price is $2,000 and the beta price is 1,000.
Okay, okay, yeah, that seems like you have a definitely a lot of value in there for a good deal. I mean, with everything that you offer, that's 16 weekly coaching sessions, full on with not just your exercise, but also your diet, mind, your mind state, just all of that. So that's awesome that you kind of wrap it all up, and it's you know that's a really really good deal. So for our audience to find where they can find that, where would they look to find your deal?
They can reach out to me directly through Instagram or Facebook.
Okay.
So send me a DM.
Okay. So
And
see that down there, everybody. Go and follow him at Life Sentence underscore fitness, and hit him up if you need some help with your diet, sobriety, uh, physical exercise, all of it. He wraps it all around in one thing. So with that being said, uh, everything that you offer is just, you know, it definitely it's an amazing opportunity for people to get something completely going on a new role for them, a new step in life. And that's beautiful because even you said 3 years ago, almost 4 years ago, is when you found yourself in sobriety. So um, that definitely, that's a lot of time to have yourself sit down and really go through a lot. So with your knowledge, I'm sure that anybody who uh, comes in and reaches out to you immediately from this show, um, is going to love what you have to offer, because all that value, once again, what you said you offer is just, it's phenomenal for the price. And you know what you've gone through, what you're doing for yourself throughout these last few years, and really fully going through each step to get yourself in the position where you are now. That's beautiful, because that's just dedication. And as a coach, you know, what you guys are seeing out there today, who's watching, this guy right here, I mean, he's been doing everything for himself for the last few years. And like he said, what we've mentioned on multiple of our episodes, you can't do anything for your community unless you do something for yourself first. So learn from someone who has done it. He's done it. So reach out to him. Not only that, but I want to ask you one last thing, really, for our show, for our audience. And what is it that you would say your one law of life is, or law of community is? Sorry, what your one law of community would be, and how how you would really um, suggest others kind of going out and putting towards the community in order to help each other with their sobriety issues. When they do see people going to coaches like you, and going to sobriety, meetups or anything, different AAs and stuff like that. What would you suggest, for those that are around supporting the people that are going to those? So
Just
your law of community, and for those that support y'all.
for my law community, um, become that which you seek. Like if you need help, go help someone. If if you're if you need a hug, go hug somebody. Um, just become the source of what you seek. And if you see someone going through what you've gone through, and it's you know exactly how what's going through their, you're going to know exactly what's going through their mind. Um, you have to help them. So that's how I feel about my law community. And then as for the people that are around the people that are trying to get sober, just support them. Don't don't have any judgments. If they if you never knew them, like if they hid their alcoholism or whatever other addiction they have, and they hid it well, and you would have never have known until they told you. Um, they hid it because they were embarrassed, and just try to make it so they don't feel embarrassed. Because that's one reason why I didn't tell anyone myself that I was getting sober. I just went through it, and then after I felt confident enough, I finally, like after a year, like I was tracking how much time has passed on an app on my phone. And when I finally got to a year, that's when I let the world know that I was 1 year sober. And so there was people online that probably would have never have known that I had a problem if I didn't post that I was 1 year in sobriety.
That's powerful. Thank you. Thank you for that. That's beautiful. Uh, well, that is all I have as my questions for today, and we are at the end of our show. Um, I definitely appreciate you, Edward, for being here and sharing everything with us today, sharing your story, your testimonial of sobriety, um, you know, your program with our audience. Once again, anybody who's watching or listening, go follow this man. If you have any issues with getting sober, um, and you need some help, reach out to Edward because just everything he spoke of today is, he's definitely going to be somebody that you need on your side. A lot of people tend to not be there for people when they're going through these sort of tough times, like getting sober is one of the toughest things I feel when I've seen so many friends trying to get sober. I feel like they don't ever have enough support. So, um, you know, really, truly, any of you friends that are out there having trouble with getting sober that I know of that might be watching this show, please reach out to Edward. I'm actually starting to get tears in my eyes because I'm thinking of a lot of you guys out there I know. So, please. Um, but yeah, once again, thank you for being on this show with us, and I really appreciate you.
Thanks for having me.
All right. We will let him get back to what he is doing. Thank you again, Edward. And other than that, to wrap up New Beginnings, since you've been talking the whole time, that's fine. I didn't have questions, but I'll talk now. Um, we are looking forward to our New Beginnings, and you're muted. That's fine. I love it. Um, we are looking forward to our New Beginnings, and I wanted to let our live viewers know, and everyone coming up. Oh, he's wiping tears from his eyes. Little Ronald, don't make me cry. I'm pregnant. It's very easy.
I'm sorry.
Um,
I have so many friends that I know that have had so
well,
much trouble with sobriety. So
Well, you'll need to forward them this episode. That's for sure. Yeah, forward this on to your friends that need to hear it. This is definitely a topic that I'm so glad we covered. But yeah, as I was saying, we're getting ready for our new beginnings of courage coming into the world. And I did want to let our viewers know that we have a couple of recorded sessions of Laws of Community coming up. So when you see those, please do not get mad at us. We're trying to make sure that we take the time to spend with our newborn once he is here, and hoping that that is when those air. Nonetheless, do you have anything to close out on?
just well said. Thank you again, Edward, for being here. Um, I think this is the only time I've ever like cried so
It
calmly.
is. I
Um,
think it is.
but gosh, just still keeps coming. Um, yeah, no, I just if any of you have issues out there getting sober, once again, reach out to them. This is really the last thing I'm gonna say because I love you
Because
guys,
if
and I've dealt with my own drug use and drinking a lot of alcohol at one point because just tough times in my life, and I've never found myself in an extreme addiction to those things. But while I was really engulfed in those situations, I watched a lot of friends around me either die, overdose, get so drunk and gone in their life, like they end up on other drugs. Um, so to me, this is a really big thing, um, and I just appreciate all you that have joined us today. And really, if
yes,
you're
thank
having
you.
any troubles, please reach out to somebody, especially Edward. Like, he seems like somebody who truly honestly gets it and understands and knows what it means to be a supportive person and you know be there for those that need it. A lot of people go and reach out to different support groups, and they don't necessarily, have too much to offer because a lot of times they're put on by big giant organizations.
Yeah,
So
you want to go. You want to go with the
individuals
small
like
business.
individuals like him really are going to take care of you because that's what they're doing it for. They're not doing it just for the money. They're doing it because they care. Um, so please reach out to him, and I love you guys, and I hope you guys have a beautiful rest of your week, and we will see you here in the next coming week or two. I believe this is the next 2 weeks actually that we have recorded for. But
No, next week. Next week is still live, as long as we make it
oh,
that far. And then the two after that will be recorded. But yes, I wanted to say thank you to your Aunt Cheryl with Wolf and Good Times. If you need for joining us, we love you too. If you need a dog trained, definitely reach out to her, Wolf and Good Times. The last thing I almost forgot to say. Thank you to our current sponsor that we have, which
yes,
is Laws of Life. They are our marketing team. They do all of our cute little graphics that you see, all of this running on the show. We would be nowhere without Laws of Life. So thank you to them as
with
our
long,
sponsor for the month of
yes.
August. All right, I think that's actually it. We will let you guys go now. Yeah. All right. Bye, guys. Love you guys.
Bye. Love you all.